What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I wanted to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, NVDA, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and break down what's happening with tomorrow as we have some very important data coming out that could affect us big time, and also the news saying about Tesla. But let me first say that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends very soon, just 3 weeks. Anyways, what's happening with Tesla right now? The answer is we got this nice little pump in the daytime. We went all the way up to almost 180 a share. We called this move yesterday, expecting Tesla to pump quite nicely. Then the market started tanking, and this led to Tesla coming down with it. And since then, it's been consolidating very, very close to this 175 area. So now Tesla's kind of indecisive, going back and forth around this 175 zone. We also have our 20 EMA as key support at 173.87. So there's a risk of it actually dropping a little bit, but it's not going to be that crazy in my opinion. However, what's really happening is Tesla's waiting for some major data that's coming out. That's going to be CPI coming out for tomorrow. And that's why I have a very important warning about this. So CPI comes out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 1 hour before the market opens. Okay. If you're day trading, if you're holding any positions, you hold overnight. If you end up doing that, you're going to have to hold through CPI. And when CPI comes out, the market's going to make a very, very big move before the market even opens. So it can be very risky to hold anything overnight. You can also make a lot of money if you play the charts right, if you end up getting it right. But it's very difficult to do that because sometimes you never know what CPI can give us. But right now, let me just warn everyone that we're expecting CPI to increase to 3.4% year over year, the biggest increase we've seen in many, many months. Also, when it comes to core CPI, we're expecting to be 3.7%, very close to what we got before. So this is going to be very, very important. We'll have to see what ends up happening from here. When it comes to other factors involving the markets, let me just note that the Fed, at least for the May meeting, is anticipating that they're going to keep rates the same as of right now. There's a very, very high probability of this happening. But going into the June meeting, they were very, very indecisive. So for June, we are expecting there to be most likely one cut that could be coming, one small 25 basis point cut. But this view could change depending on what we get for CPI. That's why it's going to be very important. This affects the entire economy. This affects stocks like Tesla a lot because Tesla is very dependent on interest rates. Interest rates have a big effect on those loans that have to be taken and other factors like that. So Tesla is very sensitive to interest rates. That's why it's very important to monitor this, and it's going to be very important. For Tesla, I also want to talk about this. Argentina's president has come out. His name is Javier Milei. I could be saying his name wrong. I apologize about that. He is set to visit Tesla, the factory in Texas, and meet with the firm's chief executive Elon Musk on Saturday. That's very, very important. What could be talked about? Well, you have to remember that Argentina is the fourth largest producer of lithium, a critical component of batteries that power Tesla's EVs. And in the facts, they've been talking a lot, at least on X, they've been kind of speaking to one another. So we'll have to see what ends up happening right over here. Now, could Tesla build a factory in Argentina? Could they be discussing plans? Who knows what could be happening? But this could be very, very important. This does not mean they have to basically build all of their cars there, but they could be taking advantage of resources. And there is a possibility that they could end up doing it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But this meeting could be very, very interesting for Tesla and Elon Musk. There's also news right over here that 87% of US Tesla drivers say they'll buy another Tesla, which is great because it has very, very good customer service and very, very good retention rate right now. And one of the highest relative to other car brands out there, from Lexus to Toyota to Ford and etc. So why is that? Because Teslas have very, very cool features, and a lot of the base is very, very loyal. Not saying that Tesla is perfect in every way, shape, or form, but there are a lot of people out there that would consider buying them as well. So that's very interesting. It's something worth noting according to surveys. Something I just wanted to know. It's making some headlines. Now let's talk about the charts. What is happening? So honestly, guys, I don't know what's going to happen for tomorrow. It depends on CPI. And I don't want to pretend that I do know, unlike a lot of people out there. So what I mean is, I don't know if the market's going to gap up or gap down tomorrow. It depends on CPI, and who knows what's going to happen. Since we don't truly know what's going to happen, it could be risky to try to play something. You could make a lot of money. It could work out very, very well if you're very confident in your claim, or it may not work as well. I showed you guys the estimates for CPI. If we get a CPI that's higher than expected, a 3.5% CPI, there's a risk of the market coming down. Tesla could fall all the way back down to the 160s. If the opposite happens, we get a decent CPI, Tesla could run all the way into the 182 area and continue to squeeze. So the charts, technically speaking, it is still on an uptrend right now. There's no sign of it losing its structure. So it does favor trying to push up towards the 182 plus area. But technical analysis is just one factor. It's not really everything. It's not sufficient during a day like this. So we have uh, a different trend to be watching for, and that's going to be based off CPI. So we'll just have to see what happens. But for SPY, if you're holding anything overnight on SPY, this could be risky too. If we get a very, very hot CPI, we could see SPY fall all the way down to 512 or below that. If CPI is not bad, we could see a rebound to 519 to 520, and we'll just have to see how it goes. Personally, I'm in the middle. I'm open for anything, and I just want to wait and see. It's very difficult to predict days like this, so just be open minded. And if you're holding anything overnight, be careful because once again, CPI is going to come out before the market opens. Okay, before the market opens, you're not going to have an opportunity to exit if you don't exit today. You'll have to hold overnight through the report, so you want to be careful for most brokerages. For NVIDIA's chart is bearish right now, making lower highs and lower lows, and there's a risk of it dropping lower as of right now. We have support very close to 834, around that area. We've been holding so far so well, but I just want to warn you all to be careful. If excuse me, if we get a big rug pull after CPI, we could see NVIDIA fall all the way down closer to 800 flat. If we get a nice move, we could gap up and start pushing back up towards 880, if not 890, if we get a decent CPI. NVIDIA is going to make a big move because CPI affects the Fed's policies and the current sentiment of the economy. So it's very important that we pay attention to this. Whatever NVIDIA does will have a big effect on the QQQ as well. Will the QQQ get a gap and start pushing back up to 444 and eventually 446? Or are we about to see a move all the way down to 434, if not 432? Honestly, guys, I don't know. I'm going to be very open-minded. We have a double top leg structure. It looks a little bearish on the QQQ, but I'm a very, very open-minded person. I'd rather just give it time and then wait and see how things end up going. Also for Apple was trying to rebound a bit, came short, is coming back down towards 168.5, kind of stuck right now, but it is looking a little bit more bearish from a technical standpoint. Every time we have those peaks, it's been getting just sold off, so not looking that great. Once again, be open-minded and just know that the market is showing a little bit of weakness, but CPI could change everything, so just be patient with that. Supermicro is also doing something very, very interesting. It's been kind of like stuck within its trend, and it's been on a downtrend so far, shuffling around the 900 area. Will we get a big bounce to 940? Or are we about to get a big rug pull all the way down to the 860s? We'll have to wait and see. That's very probable. For Coinbase, I found it to be very interesting because one thing that I called out was this head and shoulders like structure right here. I told you if we lost this support, we could come down to fill the gap. If we bounced off this, we could hold. And overall, we ended up seeing the gap get filled. So we got the downside move on Coinbase as predicted. For Meta, I told you all to watch support at 507. That's the 200 EMA. We could bounce off this and push back up, is what I said, or we could continue to fall back down to 500 if we lost it. What happened? We held support, rebounded a bit, and now we're testing resistance currently at 513. If it breaks that, watch 515, followed by 517. So overall, Meta is holding up well. It's trying to rebound from here, but it doesn't really matter as much going into tomorrow. We'll see if CPI launches this into the 520s or if we get another big rug pull. I'm open-minded to anything. Same thing with Amazon. Same thing. Amazon, the chart does look a bit more bearish though, so just be careful. Will we continue to sink all the way down to about 181, excuse me? Or are we about to see a big bounce to 190? CPI will determine that. If you want to hold overnight, it's your choice, guys. You could make crazy money or it might be a big risk, okay? My job is just to let you know what the risks are. I'm not trying to influence you to do anything. It's all your choice. But please know I have a very important warning, and that is what I was sharing with everyone. All right, so get ready for tomorrow. I'll be back with one more video for the day, and I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Thank you for listening, and peace out.